Hi guys, it's Mike here. I'm gonna talk about this video about the truckers, the Canadian truckers, and what is happening here. I'm gonna read a little tweets about that. There's also a part of the what Mr. Trudeau said, and it was sometimes politicians should be banned because they sometimes tend to diminish people and they're politicians and he is the prime minister and he should uh, listen to everybody and talk to them and you know well what a coincidence he has COVID right now and the funny thing is that there's a around here, let me check if there's a something about what Mr. Trudeau said, but the thing is that he told everybody, go get vaccinated. I have COVID. I got vaccinated. I got boosters, and also I got COVID. I'm not telling people that you should get or not get vaccinated. It's your own. It's your decision. The thing is that you need to collect all the info, and after you collect all the info, you take your own decision. Okay, it's not about telling you what to do. I'm not here for that. I'm here to make you think. Something that most of the MSM and the governments don't like. They want you to obey. They want you to follow them no matter what. They want to impose a narrative. And if you are against them, you are the enemy. And that is why I support the truckers. They're fighting for freedom. I see Canada with all these COVID mandates and passes and passports. They're transforming in a third world country. Everybody has been in a third world country knows about losing liberties. The problem is most of the people who lives in countries with freedom is they took freedoms for granted, and they think they're not going to lose it at all. And look, for example, Venezuela. Venezuela was a free country, almost a free country. Well, if you compare with all the countries in Latin America and Chile also, and look at that. In Chile, they voted for a communist and from Marxist, and look at Venezuela how it is now. It's like a tyranny. So if you check all of this, and if you see what actually countries can transform from from day from night to day, it's amazing. And we have to be aware of that. That's why people is it's supporting the truckers. And the thing, I don't care about the vaccines anymore. I tell you, think. You need to think. You need to read. You need to understand, to listen to a lot of scientists. There are scientists who are in favor, who are against. I don't care. You need to listen. The problem is that it's like happened in some countries when you vote for the wrong guy, and you don't want to accept you voted for the wrong guy, and the guy is destroying the country, and you still support him because you don't want to be wrong. That's the worst thing, because look what people is doing with Joe Rogan. What if he's right? And also he invites people, people who is very important in the fields, and he listens to them. He talks to them. He's transparent. I don't know why people is so mad about what. Because he thinks different than anybody else, because he doesn't follow the narrative, and that's why people is mad or angry, or because most of the people think they made a mistake, and now they're angry or trying to take this to the last consequences because they made a bad decision or a good decision. It doesn't matter. It's your decision. If you took the decision because somebody else tells you to, that's the wrong part of the movie. It's like drugs. If you want to take something, take it because you believe in that or you wanted to do it, not because somebody else tells you to. Okay? And in this, and I'm not telling you this is good or bad. to do. Okay? For me, it's bad to take drugs. Very, very bad. I haven't taken anything of that. But, you know, if you want to do it, it's because you want it, not because somebody else tells you to. And I have plenty of that examples in my life where people try to push you to do something you don't want. And the problem is when the government pushed you to do something you don't want or something you don't like, they have to back out. They have to reformulate. They have to negotiate. And that is where he's not doing. Okay? Because calling fringe minority to people who's not happy with what you're doing is not the way to treat your people. It's not the way to treat your citizens as the prime minister. That is why I support them. The politicians, less talking, more listening. That's the truth. And people, takes whatever excuse. There are people against, there are people in favor. From a very true how this is being portrayed. We had the most amazing weekend. We assembled Sanchi, this, the truckers were amazing. They were so willing to engage, and so many profusely thank us for coming. It was a true Canadian experience. She was an auntie, so choose nonviolence. Why did the Canadian trucker rally display Trump flags? See, people, looking, the point, like the staying in the picture, and they don't watch the whole picture. It's not like they're gonna be. Presidents or something. They're fighting for their freedoms. They're not talking about they put a Nazi government or something like that. They just want freedom. And there's Nazi, as you see, Nazi flags, and the people around everything. And the thing is that. I don't talk about that because people is afraid of Nazis, but it's okay with communism. It's okay with losing freedom and liberties, and what's the point? All this bad. Also, Nazis are socialists also, for those who doesn't know, because they're nationalist socialists. They're not from the far right at all. They're not from the far right at all. They're from the left. And most of the people tell me why they prosecuted the Communist Party. Well, of course, because as communism, they don't admit competition. They can be competition. You didn't know that Stalin had an agreement with Hitler? And he was afraid when he invaded Poland. The other half of Poland were took by the Russians. Why? Because they were afraid Hitler will invade them. But Hitler and Stalin had an agreement. The thing is, when a totalitarian person wants to take over the world or everything, they don't accept competition. And if you see Mussolini was part of the Socialist Party, and then he founded fascism, his own party. And it's the same, taking over people's freedoms again. That's what you have to think about. The left always will be the politicians powerful and with money. People who steals money from the nation and makes everybody else poor. So, are we assuming these guys are from the left too? See what I'm talking about? And most of the people doesn't know what they're doing. If you see these, I can tell you that the LGBTI group using T-shirts with the face of Che Guevara, with the flag behind the Che Guevara, with the LGBTI flag behind the Che Guevara, and I asked them, did you read what Che Guevara did to the gay people? Did you read what he thought? What were his thoughts about gay people? But because those is worse, If you check it, you come on, man, you're gay and you're using a T-shirt with the face of a guy who hate gay people. Good, super understanding that. That's why most of the people doesn't understand that, because most of the people doesn't read. They just listen what everybody else said. It's the same with Whoopi Goldberg. I don't care her, but the problem is that most of the people think artists, Hollywood knows it all, knows everything, and they're right about that. They don't even know. They only care about money. They don't even know anything. Most of them. I'm not gonna say all of them, because there are some of them that who are very, very cultured, but most of them are not. And the thing why everybody's talking bad about Whoopi Goldberg is, it's not about it's about what she said. It's like it's a one-way street. With black people, racism is only about race. It's only about blacks. No, racism is about others feeling superior to other group, okay, and try to diminish them, or destroy them, or kick their asses or something. Or are you gonna tell me when you see black people hitting Asians is not racist? People can't own words. People can own words. It's racism every time. And she tried to diminish that, telling that it's a bad guy killing Jews. No, it was racism. Okay, because of their race, because they had to use a star in their clothes to identify them as Jewish. That is racism. Around the world, every time. Okay? So people, it's not a one-way street, it's a two-way street. And we have to think about that. So, well, the truckers are now arriving to Ottawa, closing passes from United States, especially Alberta, closing the transit. They're stopping the transit from United States to Canada, Canada to United States. They're blocking everything, and I think the best thing to do this is to negotiate. The government has to negotiate, not call fringe anybody, and because it shows their lack of interest in what people has to say. And it shows when you protest, and later in the years to come, they won't give a damn shit about you, and they will put you in jail. So remember that. Well, guys, that's it for today. I hope you liked the video. Subscribe. Bye.